In this video, let's check out the new iPad Pro M4 with an unboxing and a first impression. Hello and welcome back. Today I've got with me the thinnest ever product from Apple, which is the iPad Pro M4. This is also my first time using an Apple product, so I'm really excited to check it out. I plan to use this mostly for architectural illustrations and animations, for which I'm currently using a drawing tablet. So we'll be looking at this from both an illustration and architectural application. I'm Salman, an architect and an illustrator. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. So let's get started. I've got myself a 13-inch M4 with a 256GB, which should be sufficient for me, but it also comes with a 512, 1TB and 2TB. This is a Wi-Fi only model, but you can also choose a Wi-Fi plus cellular in case you have an additional 10,000 rupees to burn. The 256 and 512 come with 8GB of RAM, and the 1TB and 2TB come with a whopping 16GB RAM. The optional nano texture add-on is also only available on the top two variants. Starting with the box, it feels really light because of its reduced thickness from the previous versions. Once we open the box, we have the iPad device. Let's lift it up, and underneath we have the instruction manuals. And more importantly, we have the 20 watts charger and a nice braided cable. Both the charger and the cable feels really sturdy and well built. It's great to have a braided cable over a normal one in the long run. Now to the main device, which feels extremely thin and lightweight the moment you hold it in your hands. So that was it from the box contents, and let's look at them in detail. Now the maximum size on the previous versions of iPad was 12.9 inch, whereas this one is a 13 inch, making it the largest size of iPads as of now. To people who use it for general purposes like notes taking or making presentations, this size of iPad might seem a little big for you. But for architects, it's definitely not, because we are so used to carrying huge sheets and sketchbooks around. So this might actually be the right size of iPad for architects and designers, and the 11-inch version of the same model might be a little smaller for you. Let's compare it with some of the sketchbooks that we use. We have an A5 and an A4 sketchbook right here, and as you can see, the 13-inch Pro is just a few inches bigger than the A5, and it's almost the exact size of an A4. So there shouldn't be any trouble for architects to carry it around to a site, document measurements and use it on the go. Also considering the incredible lightweight of this device. And for me personally, this looks like the right size of device, since the previous drawing tablets that I've been using kind of looks like this. This is a drawing tablet, and this being a display tablet that I use, this iPad strikes a great balance between both these jarringly different devices. And talking about the weight, you wouldn't believe me, but this feels the same weight as the empty box that comes along with it. The weight of this device is just around 580 grams, and to compare it, it almost feels like holding a thick sheet of foam board that we use in architectural schools for making models. The thickness is also just 5.1 mm, which is crazy to think that Apple has managed to create such a powerful device in this dimension and weight. Setting up the device was a really simple 2-minute process, and it also had the option to sync my Android device. Once you're in, the first thing you notice is the display of the iPad. Without any exaggeration, this is probably one of the best displays that I've seen on any device. This comes with the Ultra Retina XDR OLED display, so the details in the image are so crisp. It has a bezel around the screen, which is around 1 cm on all the sides. Let's play a video to see what it truly looks like. Now there's also dark mode that you can choose, and the contrast of the black areas is just unbelievable. My eyes actually took a few seconds to adjust to this display the first time I looked at it. Here's the iPad being used at maximum brightness outdoors. We can see that the display is still looking great. The camera on the front has been changed to the landscape mode, which makes it easier for video calls and stuff like that. It's also slightly off-centered to accommodate for the Apple Pencil on top. When you rotate it from landscape to portrait, the transition is really smooth. On the back, we have a 12 megapixel wide-angle camera, and the design of the camera looks different from the previous versions. It has a flash and also a light sensor for taking better pictures. Here are some videos and photos that I've taken outdoors on both the front and back camera. The camera quality is good, but not great, but nobody really buys an iPad for a camera, so that's fine. The OLED display would allow architects to have high level of accuracy with colors and textures, and also present your designs with better detail. Overall, this is a pretty solid and sleek device, but it also gives you a certain level of anxiety because of how incredibly thin this is. This definitely needs a few days of usage to fully understand its performance, but we can look at the basics for now. Apple claims that the battery life of this device would be up to 10 hours, which is a great number, and this device is also much more power efficient than the previous models. This is quite crucial for designers who need a reliable performance throughout the day without charging too many times. You can also run softwares like AutoCAD and SketchUp on iPads, and this powerful processor would definitely make it much smoother. You can also use it for presenting your models and designs in AR, which is getting quite popular in the recent times. I also tried playing a few games on this device, and it was one hell of an experience. You can do some really powerful workflows like editing full 4K ProRes videos. I think the amount of performance on this device might be a little too much for casual users, so in the coming days I will review this in detail. Personally, I've been wanting to get an iPad since March of 2024, and a lot of people told me to wait till May to see what the new version offers, and I think it was worth the wait. At the same time, I've also spoken to one of my friends who owns a 2021 iPad Pro with 1TB storage, and they think they don't need to upgrade to the new one. This is because the 1TB version of the M2 offers the same level of drawing layers on Procreate as the 1TB version of M4. So choosing the kind of iPad is completely an individual's choice depending on their needs and preferences. As far as I know, if you already have an M2 version of the iPad Pro, you don't really need to upgrade to the new one, because the M2 is still a really powerful processor. And if you have an iPad which is older than the 2018 version, then you might consider upgrading to the new one. And if you're someone like me who's getting an iPad for the very first time, then you can definitely consider the M4. This would be a great investment for at least 5 years from now. And if you're slightly on a budget, you can consider the iPad Air that got released along with this, and that also comes with an M2 chip. That would definitely be a great value for performance. So that was it from the unboxing and first impression. In the coming days, we'll be using this further and give you a detailed review. In the next video, we'll be reviewing the Apple Pencil Pro that got released along with this, so stick along for that. I hope you found this video to be helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button and share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.